Good. And then taking your knees and separating them, letting them move in opposite directions. So again, just making circles here with your knees and your hips, circling your knees down and around and out. And then circling your knees and hips in the opposite direction. And then planting your feet down onto your mat when you're ready, and have them be nice and wide, at least shoulder width apart, if not as wide as your mat. And let your knees move so they're in line with your ankles. Arms move into cactus arms, and we'll do gentle window wipers here, just shifting from side to side, back and forth. And you know, and when we move in this way, and especially at the beginning of our class, like really move in a way that feels good, and in a way of like that you're exploring, like, how are my hips feeling? How is my body responding to this movement? And then you can, you know, really start to deepen your practice that way by just asking, you know, those simple questions and tuning in, right? So you make sure you move, like I was saying earlier, you're moving in a way that feels good and exploring your practice. So maybe you're challenging yourself and pushing some boundaries. Maybe you're, you know, holding back a little bit and trying, you know, taking that step as well too, because that's just as hard as, you know, doing like the hardest pose, right? It's like easing off and being right where you are. Right? That's requires a lot of patience. Okay, good. The next time your knees point up towards the sky, just pause for a moment. Walk your feet underneath you so you're hip distance apart now. And then reach your fingertips towards your heels and let your fingertips just graze the backs of your heels. So it's a nice like short stance here for some bridge work, okay? Pressing down into the backs of your arms, inhaling, lift your hips up towards the sky. Okay, and once you get up there, really ground through your feet. Okay, keep your hips lifted, gently with straight arms, reach your arms up over your head, back behind you. Okay, pause here, reground, resettle, inhale in. Exhaling, only move your arms down, and then gently lower your hips down. Inhaling, lift your hips up towards the sky. Arms reach up over your head, back behind you. Pause for a moment. Notice like if anything changed when you moved your arms. Keep your hips lifted, move your arms down by your sides, and then lower your hips back down. One more time in this way. Inhaling, lift your hips up. Pause, arms reach up over your head. Hold here. Arms lower down, hips lower down. Good. Okay, and then we're just going to walk our toes or our feet just a pinch forward. So, you know, before we were touching the backs of our heels. Now we're going to scrunch our feet a little bit forward so our ankles are a little bit more under our knees. Okay, so our feet are farther away from us. And we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time now. So we're going to curl our tailbone in like a little shrimp, and then we're going to start to peel up nice and slow. And then when we peel up here, instead of letting our ribs pop open, see if you can seal the bottom part of your rib cage together. So again, you might not go as high. And then you'll be a little bit more at like a little incline here with your knees down towards your head. Okay, good. Press into the backs of your arms. Lift up a little bit higher. And then start to curl down, peel down, starting at the top of your chest, your shoulder blades, rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Don't let one part of your spine miss the mat, okay? So you want to really press and indent your spine. And then we're just going to roll right back up again. So curling your hips, your tailbone under like a shrimp. You're going to peel up nice and slow. And then once you get there, right, resist the urge to let your rib cage pop open. Seal the bottom part of your rib cage. So again, you're in this nice long diagonal. Open your chest and shoulders a little bit more. Notice how your hamstrings and your hips feel here. And then exhaling, peel down, slow, 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 pressing one vertebrae in at a time. Let each part of your back touch the mat. And then one last one. Okay, once your tailbone touches, curl it right back up. Press into your feet, press into your arms, lift up through your hips. Let your hamstrings do a lot of the work here, your glutes. Okay, abdominals. Kick in, feeling a little bit more support through the core. See if you can widen your collarbones a little bit more. And then exhaling, peel down slowly, nice and slow. Good. Now, last round of bridges here. We're going to open our feet out as wide as our mat. Okay. And again, let your knees also move in that direction. Okay. So it's going to feel a little awkward. Your legs are going to look like they're in a V position here. Okay. Arms down by your sides. We're going to just lift the hips up. Okay. So just press the hips up towards the sky. Walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Interlace your hands behind your back if you can. Okay. And then just take notice, okay? Like, what are your feet doing? Is your ribs popped open? What does it feel like to, kind of find a little happy medium place here? Feeling that control through your core. Are your shoulders widening? Collarbones widening? Good. Release your arms and slowly release your hips back down towards the ground. 2 more just like that. Hips lift up. Okay, your choice. You can interlace your hands behind your back. This round, I'm actually just going to grab the outer edge of my mat. So I'm still going to walk my shoulder blades underneath me. I'm going to grab the outer edge of my mat. I'm really going to focus actually on my glutes and my hamstrings lifting. Okay, so I'm not really thinking about like I'm back bending so much as I'm really strengthening the backs of my legs. Okay, good. And then exhaling, release, slowly lower back down, nice and slow. Good, and then last one, hips lift up. Checking in, walking those shoulder blades underneath you. And, in this leg position, like a little bit wider stance, you may feel like you can move a little bit more. You have a little bit more freedom. You can actually feel like it feels more like a back bend. Okay, just really checking in, okay? Are you pressing into your feet evenly, your big toes, your pinky toe, or are you pressing to the outer edge of your foot? Press into your heels. Just take notice. Let's stay for the inhale, and then exhaling, lower everything right back down. Cactus arms, window wipers again, one more time. Good. Woo, window wipers feel so much better the second round. Okay, great. And then slowly, let's just hug our knees into our chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Again, rocking from side to side. Okay, good. Let's keep our right knee into our chest, extend the left leg out nice and long. And then about, 3 to 4 hipsters here with the right femur bone and knee, just circling your leg a few times in one direction. And when you're ready, you'll circle a few times in the other direction. Okay, so it's all about, I just got an oil change on my car. So this is all about the oil change in your body, okay? So we're getting that oil change for our hips here, okay? We'll twist over to the left. So right knee comes across to the left side. Right arm reaches out to the right. Just getting that checkup, checking in with our body. Doing all the wonderful things for our joints, our muscles, our connective tissue, right? When we move our body, really help us connect and be present in our mind. Changes everything, really, right? Like, you think about doing something good for yourself, right? Like eating a banana, right? And like change your mood. Especially if you're hangry, by just taking and eating that banana, having a little nourishment can change anything. Change that moment, change the rest of your day. Okay, now we're gonna switch sides, coming back to the center. Send that right leg out nice and long, and then we'll hug the left knee into our chest, starting with the hipsters. Again, as many as feels right in your body. Noticing maybe this side hasn't had an oil change in a while, right? So maybe you do a few more circles, okay, and that's fine. Good. And we'll go the opposite direction. Okay, great. And then when you're ready, we'll join together in the twist. Left knee will come across to the right side. Left arm reaches out to the left, just twisting gently here. Good. Taking nice, full, deep breaths. Awesome. All right, let's slowly make our way back to the center, nice and slow, extending that left leg out nice and long. Right, both arms reach up over your head. I was gonna say right arm, both arms reach up over your head. And then hug your knees into your chest. Okay, we'll grab behind the legs and we'll rock forward and backwards a few times until we gain enough momentum. We're gonna catch ourselves up in boat pose. Sitting up nice and tall when you get there, legs move into like a little tabletop, making a little shelf here, sitting up again, really tall through the spine. Arms will reach forward. When you're ready, you can always keep them behind your legs. Good. And just breathe. Good. Okay, so legs and knees are together. We're going to separate the legs and then we're going to bring them back together. So just opening and closing the legs. And again, this can be really small. Just open and close in your bent knees here. So just opening and closing. Good. Good. Pause with your legs together. Reach your arms up over your head or try to. Good. Cross your ankles, hug in. We're going to roll over. We're going to meet in tabletop. Good. You can always swing your legs around as well. Good. Pressing your hands down into the mat, knees under your hips, ankles behind your knees. Let's arch up, look up. Coming into cow pose and then rounding your spine, cat. We'll just move in and out of cat and cow here at our own pace, adding any head and neck circles or shifting from side to side. Right, and then we just did all those bridges, different forms of bridges, but articulating through the spine, and kind of see and notice how your spine feels in cat and cow and how it's changed from being on your hands and knees versus your back on your hands, or your feet and your shoulders. It changes things. When you're ready, find this nice long neutral spine. Right leg reaches back behind you. Left arm reaches up over your head. Okay, let's flip those right toes up off the mat. Pause for a moment. Ground into that right hand. Lift up out of the mat a little bit more. Belly button into your spine. And breathe. Good. Exhaling, lowering right back down. And we'll switch sides right away. Left leg back, right arm up over your head. Ground into that left hand, lift up out of the floor, let the toes lift up off the mat so you can get longer. Keep the hips square. I just noticed my hip was nice and lifted. Okay, so try to keep your points of your hip bones facing the ground. Good, stay a little bit longer. Inhaling in, exhaling, lowering right back down. Good, right leg is going to reach back behind us, moving into side plank on the left side. Okay, so my left foot, okay, just pivots back ever so slightly, and I'm just going to come into side plank on the left. Okay, right arm will reach up towards the sky. Good. When you're ready, from here, right leg can float up off the mat, okay, in your side plank. Good. Okay, and then all we're going to do is these little hamstring curls here with that right leg. Okay, so you're just going to bend your right heel towards your glutes, and then stretch. We're just going to do this 5 times, okay? Just bending towards your glute and straightening, trying to keep, your leg in line so you're not moving your knee too much. You're just moving your heel towards your glute. Good. Last one, hold it there, release the right foot down, extend the right arm up over your head. Look down, hands lower down. We're going to square off into our tabletop with the right leg reaching back behind us. Left arm reaches up over your head. Float the right toes up. Good, elbow towards your knee, round your spine. Inhaling, reach out. Exhaling, elbow towards your knee, round your spine. Just one more, reaching out. Elbow towards your knee, round your spine. Reaching right back out. Keep the right leg lifted, lower your left hand down. From here, bend your right knee so that your heel points up towards the sky. Just 10 pulses here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower back down, nice and slow. And then we'll just get a little series on the left side, okay? Left leg reaches back behind you, side plank on the right side. Okay, so you're gonna pivot that right foot back. Good, ground through your left heel, left arm reaches up towards the sky. Okay, I'm gonna turn to face you all. Okay, when you're ready, left leg will float. Good, and then just a few little hamstring curls here. Bending the left knee, squeezing just 5 here. Good, 4, just moving nice and slow. Good, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Lower that left heel down, reach that left arm up and over for a nice big side bend stretch. Good, look down, left hand lowers down. We're gonna move back into that tabletop with the left leg extended back. Left leg floats, right arm up over your head. Good, balancing here. Elbow towards your knees, round your spine. Reaching out. Exhaling, elbow towards your knee, around your spine. Last one, inhale, reach out. Exhale, squeeze in. Good, keep the left leg floating. Right hand lowers down, bend your left knee so that your heel points up towards the sky. And then just 10 pulses here for the glutes. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that left leg down, and we're gonna make our way into downward facing dog. Good, everyone, really nice work. And feel free to play here, pedaling your feet out, swinging your hips from side to side. Good, let's take a nice big deep inhale in through our nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. Inhaling in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. This time, inhale in through your nose, seal your lips, exhale out through your nose. Looking up at your hands, traveling to the top of your mat. Lengthening up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come all the way up to standing. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Inhaling, arms reach up over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Right leg is going to step back behind you, low lunge. Take your time, nice big step. Back knee lowers down. Dipping the hips, rolling the shoulders, arms will reach up over your head when you're ready. Good, drop your shoulders down. And then think about the bottom part of your rib cage, okay? So seal it together just a little bit so you're really supporting like your spine here by really like, kind of controlling the abdominals a little bit. But keep bending into that left knee. Okay, good. A few more deep breaths here. Good, inhale in. Exhale, hands spring the front foot. Okay, here we're gonna move into half split, but of course, if you're ready, you can move into a wide leg pyramid pose, okay? Good, so just breathing. Again, we're gonna focus a little bit on the hamstrings. So you get to kind of choose your own hamstring adventure here, okay? Yeah, let's just breathe. Great, we're gonna bend back into this front leg, the left leg. We're gonna tuck your right toes under, lift your back knee up. We're gonna move to the long edge of our mat. So you're gonna walk your hands around, turn your toes in, heels out. Nice big wide leg forward fold here. And definitely move a little bit. You can bend your knees. You can kind of take a little figure eights if that feels good. Okay, good. Lift up about halfway. We're going to walk to the back of our mat. Hands are going to walk around the right foot. Turn those right toes forward. Low lunge. Back knee lowers down, dipping the hips, rolling the shoulders, lifting the chest and the heart when you're ready. And again, just really tuning in, right? To like, what are your ribs doing? Are they splaying open? To seal them in ever so slightly. Drop your shoulders down. Maybe start to shift your gaze up towards the sky. Maybe just a little bit. Nothing too crazy, okay? Good. Inhale in here. Exhaling, hands frame the front foot. Half split. Pyramid pose. Wide leg pyramid pose. Okay, really any little hamstring stretch you'd like to take here. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. We're going to bend back into this front leg to step back, plank pose. Okay, take your time. Plank your way. You can be on your forearms. You can lower down onto your knees. Good. Let's lower all the way down. Try to move in a whole piece, whether you're on your knees or with straight legs. And then gently come on up into Sphinx pose. Elbows and forearms down. Pressing down, lifting up through your chest. Good. And just breathe. Let your legs be heavy. Really imagine the whole front of your body lifting up off of the floor, even though the front of your body is touching the mat. Okay, just want to feel this nice energy moving up and lifting up. Okay, exhaling, lower all the way back down. Okay, we're going to meet back in downward facing dog. Okay, and again, try to move in like one big piece. Okay, so you're either moving, right into tabletop or half push up, full push up. And we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Inhaling, looking up at your hands, traveling, journey to the top of your mat. Lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come to standing. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Inhaling, arms reach up. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. This time, left leg steps back behind you. High lunge or low lunge. Dip the hips, roll the shoulders, reach your arms up over your head. Again, just really tune into the ribs here just a little bit. Drop the shoulders down. Good, breathe here. Okay, we're just gonna add on just a little bit. So whether you're up, you're low or high, we're going to twist. Left hand down, right arm up towards the sky. Inhale in, exhale, hands frame the front foot, straighten the front leg, half split, or again, wide leg pyramid pose. Good, just breathe. Okay, here's our second round. We're just adding on just a little bit. Bending back into this front leg, moving to the long edge of your mat. Take your time, walk your hands around, spin the toes in, heels out, wide leg, forward fold. And again, feel free to play here by bending the knees, swaying the hips, rocking. Lifting up halfway, making your way to the top of the mat. So walk your hands around that left foot. And again, low lunge or high lunge, back knee lowers down. Dipping the hips, rolling the shoulders, reaching those arms up over your head. And breathe. Good, check in, right? Round two. Twisting, right hand down, left arm up towards the sky. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, hands lower down to frame the front foot, straightening the front leg for a nice long hamstring stretch here on the left side. Bending into that front leg, stepping back, plank pose. And again, plank your way. Lower down, push up into your choice of back bend. So maybe you move up a little bit higher. Maybe you stay with Pink's pose. Okay, whatever back bend you'd like to take. Good, let's stay for another breath. And then exhaling, lowering down, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Inhaling in, looking up at your hands, traveling to the top of your mat. Lengthening up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come up to standing. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Let's just do one sun A. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, bowing forward, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening up halfway. Exhaling, traveling back. Good. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And again, move at your own pace. Okay, you can move slower than I am. Okay. Following your breath. Inhaling, looking up at your hands, traveling to the top of your mat. Lifting up halfway. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, let's slowly rise up. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Just pause for a moment. You can even close your eyes if that feels good. But just really, know what it feels like to pause for a moment. Stand on your own 2 feet. Soften your shoulders down. Blinking your eyes open. Single leg mountain pose. Right knee lifts up towards your chest. Take your time. Again, choose wherever you want your arms to be, okay? Arms can be out to the sides. They can stay at your heart center. You can reach them up over your head. Good, grounding through that left foot. Moving into airplane pose or warrior 3. Arms reach back, right leg reaches back. Chest stays lifted. Squaring those hips, toes down, heel up. Okay, good. Hold here, balance here. Landing back, high lunge. Again, take your time. Arms will reach up over your head when you're ready, okay? And here's our 3rd round of the lunges, okay? Good. Check in that rib cage, okay? I'm always checking myself as well too, okay? A little bit of that muscle memory, reminding ourselves to check in. Twisting, right hand down, left arm up towards the sky. Can you keep your hips square? Maybe you need to lift the right hip up a little bit higher so it's in line with the left. Good. Inhale in. Exhale, frame the front foot. We're going to straighten the left leg in our wide leg pyramid pose here, okay? And for this round, you're welcome to keep this left foot down, or you can flex the toes up towards the sky if that feels good to you. Good. Breathe. Nice big hamstring stretch here. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, we're gonna bend back into this front leg. We're gonna walk to the long edge of our mat, okay? So again, walk your hands under your chest, turn your toes in, heels out. Good, fold forward here, nice big forward fold. Hands under the shoulders, lift up halfway. Walk to the back of your mat, okay, so around that right foot. So we're walking towards the back of the mat, hands around the right foot. Okay, we're gonna set ourselves up here for high lunge, okay, and move really slow so that you feel really grounded. Arms will reach forward, and when you're ready, they'll reach up over your head, okay? Take your time. Good. Okay, and then this is fun, okay? We're gonna move into eagle here, okay? Left leg over, Left arm under. Tadasana, eagle arms, eagle legs, and then really sit back in your chair here. Really squeeze those inner thighs in and balance in your eagle pose. Good, breathe, stay focused. Let your breath fortify you, your movement. Good, when you're ready, keep the bind in the arms around your feet. Stand up nice and tall, baby back bend here, lift those elbows up, look up towards the sky. Exhaling, folding forward with the eagle arms, okay? Maybe your fingertips touch the ground, maybe they don't, maybe you just cradle your head. Okay, your choice here, yogi's choice. And again, remember, you know, it's all about the hamstrings tonight. Opening up the hamstrings, flowing and stretching, strengthening and flexibility. Unwind the arms, lift up halfway, and journey back into downward dog your way. Skipping anything, any version of your back bend. Good, and again, we'll meet in downward dog or child's pose is always an option. Inhaling, looking up at your hands, traveling to the top of your mat. Take your time. Lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. And again, just pause for a moment. Allow yourself to reground in mountain pose in Tadasana. But choosing how are you going to show up on this left side? How are we going to show up on this journey on the side of the mat to the other? You get to choose that. Single leg mountain pose. Left knee lifts up towards the sky. When you're ready, just balancing. It can be low, it can be high, it can be on a block. Your toes can be down, okay? This side can be different. And already, you know, knowing what to expect, go at your own pace. Okay, we're gonna move back, airplane or warrior three. And again, arms can really be wherever you want them to be, okay? And know that you don't have to go to like what you think the pose needs to look like. Like maybe you're going to like a little baby airplane. Okay, that's fine. Move in a way that feels good for your body and on this side. Stepping back, high lunge. Again, it can be low lunge, your choice. Arms will reach up over your head when you're ready. Checking in with your alignment. Ribs in, shoulders down. Gaze slightly up. Feeling strong and sturdy through those legs. Let them be your support, your anchor. Twisting, left hand down, right arm up towards the sky. Did your hips twist, right? You want to keep the hips square. So you gotta lift the left side of the hip up. And just twist from the rib cage up. Shoulder blades, shoulders. Upper back. Good, stay for the inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot. We'll straighten the front leg. Toes down or flexing through the right ankle. Wide leg pyramid pose. Or half split, right? Yeah, your version. Bending back into this right leg. We're gonna walk to the long edge of the mat. Take your time. Wide leg, forward fold. Okay, toes in, heels out, hands under the shoulders. Good. Take a few more big, deep breaths here. Lifting up halfway, setting ourselves up to the top of our mat. Hands will walk around the left foot. We'll turn the left toes out. We're going to move into high lunge, okay? So again, move really slow here, okay? Because you know that this is your base and your foundation. Arms can reach forward. Slowly start to rise up. Go slow. Good. Here's your lunge. And then moving into eagle pose. Right leg over. Right arm under. Sit back. Tadasana. Balance. Wrap those inner thighs in. You lift your chest up a little bit higher so we're not collapsing. Finding length in our spine. Good. Keep your arms where they are. Ground your feet. Stand up nice and tall. Little back bend here. Elbows lift. Look up. Lift up. Exhaling, fold forward with eagle arms. And maybe your fingertips touch the ground. Maybe they don't. Maybe they cradle your head. Again, yogi's choice. And breathe. Unwind your arms. Lift up halfway. And we're just going to journey back. Downward facing dog your way. And really, I think we only, did about maybe 5 vinyasas. Maybe a little extra one. Yeah, so again, just check in how you're feeling, okay? Are they necessary? Are you moving just to move? Are you moving in a way that feels good? Okay, and after all that amazing work, strengthening, all that hard work, everyone, okay? Let's go ahead and move into pigeon pose, okay? On the right side. I'm just gonna lift my right leg up because that's just what my body wants to do, but you do not have to do that, okay? And then right knee towards your right wrist. We'll lower down. Good, and we'll come into our pigeon pose on this right side. Yeah, use any props that you'd like to use, okay? Get comfy. We're gonna hold this, we're not gonna hold it for like 5 minutes or anything. We're gonna hold it for a while, so definitely use any props that will support you to help you get comfortable, to feel released and relaxed. And then, just remember, the closer your arms are to you or underneath you, okay, the more support that you have. When you start to walk your hands away, okay, there's less support, a little bit more heaviness. Okay, arms can be forward, they can be out to the side. I like to make a pillow with my hands for my forehead to rest on too. Okay. But again, you can choose whatever feels best for you. But while we're here, right, we're not necessarily doing like a pranayama exercise, like a breathing exercise, but you can really focus on your breath here. How are you breathing? What's the quality of your breath? Are you able to release any tension from your upper body? And remembering that going into what you think the pose is supposed to look like, okay, maybe it isn't necessary for your body, right? Maybe lifting up out of it or easing out of the pose, you actually get a deeper stretch. So, don't be set on I've always done it this way, and this is how I get the biggest stretch, because you'd be surprised by like backing out of a posture and, you know, doing a little bit of resistance by squeezing your inner thighs in, you know, like it can really change the stretch. So we're not always relying on our flexibility. You know, we can kind of find a little bit of resistance, a little bit of lifting to go a little bit deeper in our practice as well. Awesome. Let's slowly start to walk our hands underneath us. Okay. And before we come out of this, let's just kind of feel like we're in like this nice big like back bend. Just lift up through your chest. See again if you can find a little bit of strength here. Maybe one hand lifts up off the floor, maybe both, maybe you reach your arms back. Okay, whatever feels good here. Good. And then reground your hands, and then we'll step back. Again, downward dog your way. Okay. You can vinyasa, you can cat cow, child's pose. Cool. Okay, good. And then we're just going to move to pigeon pose on the left side. And again, I'm going to lift my left leg up just for another little hamstring stretch, but your choice, okay? Left knee towards your left wrist. Go, we're going to reach that right leg back. And again, take your time moving and settling into this left side. And know that maybe the first side didn't need props, but maybe this side does. Okay, so also honor this side of your body as well, that it may be asking you for something different than what you did on the first side. Okay, and then just take your time. Okay, it's like starting all over again. Be curious, be gentle, be mindful of the side. Allow it to catch up with the right side, right? So we want to give it some space, time. What can you let go of? Where can you find a little more release? Few more final moments here. Let's slowly start to walk our hands back under our shoulders. And again, go slow, move slowly here. We're gonna pause for a moment here, right up here at the top, okay? We're gonna lift up through our chest a little bit, find a little bit of action by, kind of lifting up off the floor. Maybe one hand comes to your chest, maybe both. Again, you can reach your arms up over your head or back behind you. Reground your hands. We'll step back, downward facing dog. This will be our last doggy pose. Okay, awesome. Okay, now let's actually just lower down. Keep your toes tucked under. Okay, we're gonna lower down onto our knees. And with your toes tucked under, gently just shift your hips back. I'm walking my hands underneath me. I'm just shifting my hips back over my heels just to get a little extra stretch just through our feet here, okay? I'm not doing anything super crazy. I'm really kind of just like treading a little bit and lifting one knee up and back and forth just to get a little stretch through my toes here, okay? Again, nothing crazy, okay? Just a little extra stretch. Okay, good. And then I'm just gonna untuck my toes, swing my legs around. Okay, and then let's actually, let's do a forward fold seated here, okay? So just stretch your legs out in front of you. Legs can be together, or they can be, as wide as your mat or as wide as your shoulders. And we'll gently just fold forward, okay, grabbing your ankles, the outer edges of your feet. You can catch your big toes if you'd like. Again, don't worry too much. I just want you to feel this nice forward fold here. Yeah, and for this last moment, maybe just point your toes, okay, and see how that feels maybe a little bit different. I've been walking a little bit more than I normally do, okay, because it's nice out. But point the toes, see a nice little stretch to the tops of your feet. Okay, good. And then let's slowly rise on up. Go ahead and bend your knees. We'll make our way down onto our backs, hugging your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug, rock from side to side. Okay, and then one last final hamstring stretch here. Okay, we'll keep the right knee to the chest, left leg out nice and long. We'll extend the right leg up towards the sky. Okay, and you can just interlace your hands behind your hamstring. Okay, and we're just going to flex and point through the foot and the ankle. Okay, just flexing and pointing. Go ahead, and let's do some circles with our ankle as well. And then reverse the circle. Right. And then again, just focus on the hamstring just for a moment. Maybe your hands walk up towards your calf or your ankle. You can also use a strap here as well. We're not going to stay super long just because we did so many hamstring stretches in our flow today. Okay. And with a straight leg, okay, we're going to do that same little twist that we did at the beginning of class, but with the legs straight, okay? And of course, the option to always bend the knee is always there, okay? But we're going to take the right leg all the way across to the left, okay? And you can see, I went from like a big hamstring stretch, and then I brought my leg back to like under my hip, okay? So I'm like at 90 degrees. And then I'm bringing my right leg over to the left, okay? And then I'm like extending my arms out nice and long. Good. And then again, twisting here. Option to always bend the knees, always there. Other option, you can take your left hand and you can grab your toes if you like. Good. And then really think about this hip. So the tendency is for the hip to kind of roll in and up towards your ribs. Okay, but you want to keep all of this space from the top of your hip bone to the bottom of your rib cage. So really think about that right hip moving down and creating space in the waist. Okay. Yeah, and when I create that space, I actually can't touch my toes quite yet. Okay, so again, don't sacrifice what you think the pose is supposed to look like, okay, by not being able to create space in your body. Okay. I want to keep that energy and all that flow. Okay, I want to keep everything moving, and opening, and fortifying. Okay, I want to keep everything going. Okay, great. Now we're going to actually bend the knees, make our way back onto our backs. Okay, take your time. Good, and then extend the right leg out nice and long onto your mat. Good. And then we'll switch sides, left knee into your chest. Extend the left leg up towards the sky. And we'll focus on flexing and pointing to the ankle here at first. And again, move slow so get a nice stretch, strengthener for the foot. And then we'll circle the ankle. I did about 5 on the first side. But again, you can move slower. Then we'll reverse the circle. Good. And then again, we'll focus just on the hamstring, walking your hands up the leg, maybe towards your calf or your ankle. Maybe you can grab your foot or toes. And then we'll come into that twist. The leg will stay straight. You can move it back under your hip. Left leg will come across to the right. Good. Arms will open out nice and wide. Good. Creating space from the top part of your left hip and the bottom part of your rib cage. And bending the knees always an option. Maybe you can hook onto your toes. But again, try to keep that space from the hip and the ribs. And keep that waist nice and open. But maybe you can catch your toes on this side better than on the other side. Okay, yeah, all those things. Just check in. Nice full deep breath. This is really like a nice twisting pyramid pose or twisting triangle pose, right? And then we'll bend this left leg to help us make our way back onto our backs. Ooh, good. And then again, extend the left leg out nice and long. Arms reach up over your head. Moving into happy baby pose. Grabbing behind the knees, the ankles, the outer edges of your feet. Knees move out nice and wide outside of your ribs as best as you can. And when you're ready, you can extend your legs out onto your mat for Shavasana. Legs out nice and long. Turn your palms up towards the sky. And actually, let's take a nice big deep inhale in through our nose. And then big exhale out through your mouth. Inhaling in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. Last one, inhaling in. Big exhale out through your mouth. And let your breath go. Allow your spine to reset. Allow your upper body to be heavy. Legs be heavy. Hips be heavy. Just allow yourself to breathe in the benefits of your practice. Slowly start to deepen your breath, bringing awareness back into your bodies. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently shift your head from side to side. Making circles with your wrists and ankles. And when you're ready, stretching your arms up over your head. Let your ribs open up and expand. Take a nice big, spacious stretch. Hug your knees into your chest and gently make your way onto one side. Just using your arms and your legs to help you come on up to a seated position. And sit up nice and tall. Let your shoulders drop down. Let your sternum lift up. Bring your hands together at your heart center. And slowly just begin to smile in honor of your practice. Namaste, everyone.